Hi everyone. I thought I would talk a little bit about fear today because, fear gets a lot of airplay in spiritual communities, right? And in my way of thinking, there are like three ways that people tend to look at fear. The first way is that they see fear as a warning, which sometimes it is. I'm not really talking about that kind of fear though, like walking on the edge of a cliff or along a bridge or something like that. I'm talking about fear in our lives, making choices, having our new adventures, okay? And so somebody might say, well, I wanted to try this new thing, but it felt so scary that I felt like it was the universe telling me that I shouldn't do that. The thing is that every time we make a new choice that takes us out of our comfort zone, it's going to feel a little scary. In fact, it should feel a little scary. Because if it doesn't, you might have chosen something really easy and comfortable and, it's not stretching you at all, right? Not helping you grow. And those choices that help us grow are going to be a little scary. So to say, oh, I'm a little afraid, right? I'm scared. This is causing fear. The universe must not want me to do that. If we buy into this train of thought, we're not going to grow because we'll only ever make choices that are inside the comfort zone. Well, all the stuff inside the comfort zone that we could choose, we're already good at it. We're familiar with it, right? It's not going to bring us any growth or transformation. All right, so that's the universe is telling me not to do it because it's scary. The second way of looking at this is feel the fear and do it anyway. And I tend to really like this path the best. When we feel the fear and do it anyway, that is when we're making choices. We step outside of our comfort zone, so we're going to grow. We're going to have transformation. And when my kids were little, my daughter was like 1, my son was about 3, we took them to the pool one day. My husband and I went to the pool, and it was a very exciting day, right? So we got into the pool. My daughter, who was just 1, was in a floaty and with my husband, and she just thought life was great. She had no concerns whatsoever. She was just enjoying the new experience. My son, however, 3 years old, he knew that water could be scary. And he stood on the edge of the pool wanting to jump in, but he was scared. So he basically had to stand there, and it took like 15 minutes before he could finally do this, right? But he finally mustered up the courage, and he jumped in. And you know what? That transformed him, right? Because he was able to feel that fear, step into courage, and then jump into that pool. Now, when we become courageous, right? When we embody courage to get through something that scares us, that causes transformation and growth, right? So life is like jumping in a swimming pool, right? And sometimes it's like a bottomless water, and the water is dark and it's scary, and it takes courage to do that next thing. But anytime we're making choices that take us out of our comfort zone, we will need to be able to muster the courage to do that, right? But when we do, we are transformed. Now, the third idea about fear is being fearless. And my thought on being fearless is that, well, if we're fearless, it must mean we're doing something we're already pretty good at, or we're doing something that's in the comfort zone. Like when my son was learning to jump into that pool, at first he had to really muster a lot of courage to do it. But after he did it 12 dozen times, he wasn't afraid anymore, so he became fearless. And I really think that when people talk about being fearless, that's what they mean. Moving through courage first, right? To take on the courage and take that new action, that scary thing. Do that, whatever that is, and do it so many times that they become really good at it. And then they're no longer, embodying fear to try something new. So what happens is, we have a comfort zone. Our comfort zone is a certain size, right? Let's say it's 6 inches or 6 feet in diameter around us. Well, when we take a new action and we step outside the comfort zone, let's say we step outside the comfort zone of 1 foot. Well, we do it over and over again. We become fearless because we've embodied courage. We just stretched our comfort zone out to 7 feet around us, or whatever. You do the math. All right, so there's fear, like, oh, the universe must be telling me I shouldn't do that. But that kind of fear is an excuse and will hold us back. Feeling the fear and do it anyway that gives us the opportunity to become courageous and experience transformation. And then we actually expand our comfort zone because we get better and better and better at doing that thing until finally we're fearless when we do that. And then, you know what? It's time to choose something new and scary again. So anyway, have a wonderful day. If you're making some scary choices today, I commend you. Feel the fear and do it anyway.